As we're walking in the void, there's like a little cabin, a one-room cabin that appears, our cabin. Go inside and there's a lady in a rocking chair, knitting. I say, "Are you my mother?" And she says, "Just have a seat." And so my guides say they'll stay outside. So I take a seat. She says, "Would you like some tea?" I say, "No, I'm fine." She asks, "Why did you come here?" "I want to help heal my mother. She's been through a lot and she doesn't know the way out." She says, "What do you mean the way out?" I just say, forgiveness will free her from her pain. The apparition says, "You're thinking," the spirit says, "You're thinking that by just forgiving herself and forgiving others that she won't be stuck in the pain that she's in." I said, "Well, it's a start. It's a start. You always have stuff to clear, but Spirit says, so if this is a healing journey, why aren't you healing?" I take a look around the cabin. It looks like an old cabin. Looks like a one-room cabin with the kitchen area and a bed, kind of behind where the door opens up. I say, right now, you're not showing me anything that needs healing. This is just a cabin. There's no pain in here. So she says, yeah, her sitting in her cabin knitting is actually relaxing. She says, I couldn't start you out with a healing journey before we agreed. That's what we're on. So that vision goes away, and one of my guides is still with me. She says, I want to watch. I say, okay. And so the spirit is beside me. She says, Jason, are you sure you want to do this? And I say, yeah. I say, this won't count as one of my free ones. It will be free. But there's still more people I can help. So there's like a witch over a kettle. She's stirring the pot. The spirit is just watching from the corner, so I'll go and talk to the witch. And I ask, what are you doing? She says, I'm making a potion that will get back at all those who have wronged me. And I'll say, how long have you been making this potion? She says, for as long as I can remember. And I say, you aren't done yet? She says, I keep having to add things to it, so it encompasses all my targets. And I say, what would happen when you deliver this potion? She says, then it delivers the pain that other people have caused me, gives them the same pain. I said, that's just going to continue the cycle. They might come back at you. She says, I can handle it. I say, there's an easier way. She says, what's that? I say, how long? How long have you been making? You've been making this potion forever. How long has it been since that first person wronged you? She says, it's been a long time. I'd say, what if you just forgave them and forgave yourself for the situation? They were just experiences. You are who you are right now because of those experiences, and you're fine. She says, I'm not fine. I'm not healthy. I say, but you can start to heal if you just forgive. She says, how do I do that? should I say, just imagine you're talking with the other person. You don't have to physically, call them or send them a note or do anything like that. You're just clearing the subconscious to make room for your new way of thinking. She says, okay, show me how it's done. I say, well, I can tell you how it's done. You just imagine that you're talking with the person at the time that there was an issue, that maybe you didn't solve it in the most forgiving manner at the time, but just imagine you're back there talking with them, and you can say, I forgive myself for doing what I did, and I forgive you for doing whatever they did. And just say, I let this go. And you should feel, well, you might tear up, and you might purge it. And then you just set the intention to feel vanishing expressions with source light for your highest good. And you just do that for all the people, all the times that you felt you've wronged someone, or you're feeling bad. So she says, okay, so all I do is imagine talking with these people, and it clears everything up. I say, yeah, it's a start. So she steps aside from the cauldron and she tries this. And she continues to do it. I can see that instead of a black cauldron in a dark room and a black witch's outfit, the light is starting to come through. She asked what I'm doing. I said, I'm just assisting with the healing. I'm sending out love in the room. She says that feels good. So the room is transformed from a dark, dimly lit room with candles to a room with sun coming in through the window, flowers in a vase. It's a spring-like feeling. She says, thank you. I say, no problem. And that scene fades. My one guide says, I like that. Do another one. So I wait. The spirit says that wasn't bad. They're all not going to be that easy, though. We're walking down a cobblestone path was what I was going to say initially. There's some kids playing in the front yard of a house, and one says, "You got my ball, give it back." I guess it's a bully. So I asked the bully, I say, "Hey, whose ball is that?" He says, "It's mine." The little girl says, "No, it's mine." So I ask, I'll say the boy instead of the bully, because we don't know. So I asked the boy, "Why are you in this yard?" He says, it's my yard." I asked the little girl, I say, "Is that true?" She says, "Yes." And the scene fades. So that appeared like a test for me. Spirit says, I have to make sure that you're ready for this. I say, I'm ready. She says, we'll see. It's another dark room with ooze going down the walls. It's like it comes out of a hole in the ceiling, oozes across the ceiling and then down the walls and into a drain. Spirit says, Jason, we're going to do it in this room. I take a look at it and I say that there's nothing in here to heal. The ooze is just, it's like wallpaper. You just peel it off. Spirit says, okay, Jason, we have one more for you. So we're back at the cabin where the Spirit is knitting. She asks, are you sure you don't want any tea? And I say no. So are you saying forgiveness is all that my mother needs to do? And Spirit says, well, forgiveness is the start for anyone's healing. The scene goes away and I talk to the Spirit and I say, I already told my mother she just needs to forgive. She doesn't need to talk with the person, just imagine it. Spirit says, yeah, but you didn't make a healing video out of it. Okay, so I thank the Spirit. It says we're not done yet. The Spirit says, Jason, how do you think this is going to help people? I say it'll resonate with the people that need it. It's pretty basic. If you can be preemptive on this stuff. If you know you've done something wrong with someone, just forgive them. Imagine talking with them, forgiving yourself, forgiving them, and letting it go. Spirit says you don't have to talk with them on the phone. And I say, no, it's clearing it out of your subconscious. If you're imagining it, your subconscious doesn't know the difference between seeing it and imagining it. That's how all this, let's say, programming works. Spirit says, what do you mean programming? I say, well, watching TV, watching the mainstream news. It's all just programming to keep you focused on stuff like saying, hey, look over here. And to prevent people from going within. They have all the answers within themselves. If they just meditate, do the protection, meditate. Protection is just visualizing a sphere around you, accompanying you, that encompasses your aura, and it only allows that which is for your highest good in. That's all you have to do. And the Spirit says, how do you talk to your spirit guides? Just set the intention to have your spirit guides show you something on your path, or ask for something more specific, but Spirit says, how long should they do this for? Say, well, first they have to believe, but try it for 7 days. My knowing, my claircognizance came in on the 4th day. I think it's so, hey, you've tried 3 times, you didn't just quit, you tried it 4th day, and things can change. Spirit says, you're going to post this? And I say, yeah. I'll post it after I talk to my mother about it first. I thank the Spirit for showing up. My mother's higher self. She says, thank you, Jason. She says, maybe we can just have a chat next time. And that's all. If you would like a healing journey with me, just go to my website, mylightworker.org/user/Mr. Clapper. Have a nice day.